Hello and welcome to TotoTCG. You are here with me, Matthew, and we are back here with another Pokemon video or news update on the channel. So, we've had a little look at all 5 of the GXs from Explosive Impact, and now it is time to check out the Prism Star cards. Now, unlike the Thunderclap Spark and Fairy Rise, which had 2 Prism Stars, we are getting 3 Prism Stars. So this video is going to be a little bit longer, just going over a third one. Now, I think we have already had Prism Stars of every type. So we've had a Pokemon, we've had stadiums, and we've had supporters. Of course, when it comes to supporters, stadiums, and Pokemon, you can only play one of each Prism Star. But sometimes they can definitely help in changing a game. That's why they're a one-off sometimes. So, regardless of that, let's actually crack on with our first card, which is this little fella right here, which is Celebi Prism Star to be more exact. Firstly, right, the artwork is insane. It reminds me very much of the Ditto Prism Star, because Ditto had fire erupting from it, and Celebi has the same thing. So, it is a grass Pokemon with a HP of just 90. Just 90. That is a big risk. Of course, it is a basic. It doesn't need to evolve. It's a mythical Pokemon. It looks awesome. I like the fact that it is green. Definitely going to be hunting to try and get a lot of these. I don't know why. It's green. I like green, and it looks pretty sweet. Anyway, obviously you can only play one of these in your deck. Is it worth it, though? Let's have a little look. So, the first attack for a Colorless is called Time Warp. Choose any number of your evolved Pokemon in play. For each of those Pokemon, remove the highest stage evolution card and put it into your hand. So, now there is good reason for this to happen, but also it's quite risky. Because you could say, okay, I'm going to choose to get rid of 3 of my top evolution cards. Now, bearing in mind this would finish your turn, so your opponent could bring up one of those and KO it. Just put that into your head for a second. However, you do this with, say, a Lycanroc with Bloodthirsty Eye, that could be pretty cool. It is an attack. Yes, it is an attack. And you are switching your turn, so yes, they could knock that Rockruff out. However, you get Bloodthirsty Eyes, you're bringing up something that your opponent doesn't want coming up, possibly. But you want it to come up. So, it's an interesting sort of attack, but I really don't know how it's going to fit into a game. It's not as if you can say, right, my whole bench can just de-evolve. There has to be some sort of reason. Now, like I said, if there was an ability, such as Bloodthirsty Eye, then that is good reason to do it. But I can't see why this would be a good strategy, especially, say, for example, your whole bench is damaged, with, say, for example, 60 to 70 damage. Maybe a Tapu Koko's got off 3 flying flips, for example. That puts it down to 60. If you're de-evolving a lot of stuff back to possibly stage... let's say basic. Most basics are either 60 or 70 HP. Obviously this one is 90, fair enough. But 60 and 70, we're talking like Zorua, Rockruff, that sort of thing. If they do have that damage on them, they're going to get KO'd. Your opponent is going to literally... they're going to get a lot of prize cards for you messing up. So you really do have to sort of risk a little bit to hopefully get a reward, but I seriously don't understand this. I don't see it being like a big woohoo. There's nothing that I can see that... I can see maybe, I think Galissapod, I think that's when you evolve it, or you bring it into the active, then one of the attacks is actually able to do something. But that's when it goes into the active, I believe. The only thing I can think of off the top of my head is Bloodthirsty Eye, which could be a good sort of thing to happen. You can't really do it with Zoroark, because Zoroark, the ability is trade. That doesn't do anything. It's not as if when you play it down you just draw 2 cards. It's nothing like that. So I don't understand how this could sort of work. However, moving away from that, let's have a little look at the other one here. 1 grass, Leech Seed for 20 damage, heal 10 damage from this Pokemon. I don't understand this card. I really don't. I'm sorry. But as much as I love the look of it, and love that it's green, that's possibly where it ends. That Time Walk is a very risky attack. Very risky indeed. You are putting up this card, as a 90 HP Prism Star that you will not be able to use again, especially if they KO you, which, to be honest, is pretty easy. But you're actually de-evolving stuff. Now, if this thing, and I'm saying this, if this thing choose any number of your evolved Pokemon. Now, if it said your opponent's evolved Pokemon, now you're talking. Now this card is good. That card would be amazing because you could just literally spread damage, get everything to 60, de-evolve stuff. There's Zoroark's Go, possibly if they're playing Lycanroc. Several other cards could, de-evolve. In turn, they could all get KO'd, which means you're ridding their bench, you're getting rid of cards that they want, and also you're getting prizes, which could actually give you a good game. But that is annoying that you are de-evolving yourself. Like I said, it can work, but it's risky. That's what I think of this card. The fact that it's a Celebi, it looks green, it is green, and the artwork, that's literally where I see it. Celebi Prism Star. Probably the weakest of the three, let's just put it that way. We'll finish it off. Of course, the weakness to fire could be a little bit of a worry. Resistance to nothing, and a retreat of 1. I mean, it just has 1 energy on it, but I don't know. I really don't know. Let me know your thoughts, though, in the comments below on Celebi Prism Star. So let's move on to a supporter. Now we are getting Amine as a Prism Star, which is pretty cool. I love that artwork. Again, it's got fire all around it. Don't know whether she's possessed or she's just having a bit of a laugh, but her eyes look a little bit weird. But what does this thing do? So, you can only play this card if your opponent has 3 prize cards remaining. Prevent all damage done to your Ultra Beasts by your opponent's attacks during your opponent's next turn. Right. So, we at this moment in time, we are in a stage where GXs give you 2 prizes. So, for this to actually happen, you would have to get rid of your opponent, would have to get rid of one of your basics and a GX. Which, yes, it can happen, but a lot of people now are going to be playing GXs. Lele is going to be almost played in every single deck. But that's the thing. GXs are literally going to be everywhere. They are going to be everywhere. They are omnipresent. They are everywhere. So this thing is going to have to be heavily reliant on possibly getting rid of an odd amount of prize cards. But the fact that it's not... if it said something like, if your prize cards are 3 or 4, that would make more sense. They did that with B-String. I don't really see that busting this card, because you're only preventing it for 1 turn, and then this card's gone. That's it. But is this any good? I don't know. I really don't know. You could play it, but you'd have to then find it to stop your Ultra Beast. Of course, it only could be played in an Ultra Beast deck. If you've got an Ultra Beast in there, then yes, this could be okay. But the fact that it stops your Ultra Beasts, and say, for example, you play 1 Buzzwole and the rest of them aren't Ultra Beasts, they just Guzma out a non-Ultra Beast, and this card's just been wasted. So I really don't know where I sort of sit with this thing. But, like I said, let me know in the comments below your thoughts on Amine Prism Star. I mean, that's all I can really talk about, to be honest, about it. It looks good. The fire in the back... to be honest, every Prism Star has got fire, but... most of them. Not all of them, but they look cool. And this one does look cool. You know, of course, I will be collecting it just to get one. Will I play it? Probably not, because I don't really play Ultra Beast decks. I'm just being brutally honest. But, yeah, there we go. Amine Prism Star. That is that. So let's finish it off with the last one here. We do have another stadium greeting us here. This one is called Heat Factory. I mean, number one, it looks absolutely amazing. I absolutely love the design of this. Again, we got fire on this one as well. That sort of shine going there with like wavy, shiny bits, which is obviously the shiny part of the Prism Star. It looks as if there's like lava underneath all of those metal grates and everything, like a stadium type thing as well. It looks brilliant. It really does look absolutely amazing. I like the look of it. So what does it do? Once during your turn before you attack, you may discard a fire energy from your hand. If you do, you draw 3 cards. Now, to be honest, that is pretty cool. You have a stadium that allows you to draw cards. Now, yes, you can discard the fire energies, but you think how many fire GXs, fire Pokemon, and tool cards in general, or at least trainer cards, can actually get you the energy back, put it into your hand, put it into your deck, etc. So this thing, especially with its sort of added bonus, which we will get to, it could be pretty cool. You know, yes, you only play one of them, and all your opponent has to do is just play a stadium, which is the big thing to bring up, because a supporter card or an item such as Field Blower will not get rid of this stadium. Seeing as this thing is a one-off, it needs to have a sort of locking mechanism. That is it. Field Blowers do not get rid of these cards. You have to play Stadium yourself. If you don't place any Stadiums in your deck, which, to be honest, some decks don't, then this thing stays in play and your opponent is getting a really, really big boost every single turn, because that is a fire energy. It's only once. It is only once. But once is all you need for 3 extra cards. I mean, that's pretty cool. So yeah, we you know, like we said, the items and supporters do not have any effect on this, and to get rid of it, you have to literally put another stadium in play. Unless they play this one, it doesn't move. It's the exact same one. So yeah, definitely a very interesting one. Probably the best out of all 3 of them, I have to just say. Unless I'm missing something hugely big with Celebi and Amine, but this one has got to be, in my opinion, one of the best from this set. There is only 3 Prism Stars, and this has got to be up there as number 1. The fact that it can help the fire decks is going to be great. The draw support as well for fire decks is great. Definitely thinking of doing some sort of fire deck. Having a little look at what you can sort of do. That would be very, very interesting indeed. But yeah, I like it. I do like it. I just think it's different. We had Scorched Earth, which actually, this is almost like a Scorched Earth, because Scorched Earth you would discard a card and then I think you draw 2. This thing's almost like a better Scorched Earth. And I think you could do that for fighting and fire, but obviously that's rotated at this present moment, which is awesome. So yeah, pretty cool stuff indeed. Can't wait to get this one in hand and see what we can do with this thing. So let's finish it off, of course, with the Guess the GX, the answer from yesterday. So I gave you that picture right there. What was that? Well, it was Primarina GX, the little starfish on the side of its head. But yeah, very, very cool. If you got that, well done. Nice job. So let's have a look at the Guess the GX for today's video. We have got that picture there, that one right there, and that one right there. So let me know what you think that is in the comments below, as well as your thoughts. Which one out of these Prism Stars is your most favourite? Which one do you think could be a bit of a game changer? I think you know which one's mine. But yeah, apart from that, I'm going to leave it here for this video, and I will see you guys in the next video on the channel.